Hi everyone, my name is Godfrey and welcome to my YouTube channel where I give you tips on how to come to Germany, how to manage your life in Germany, and how to get things going in this country. Now last week, in my last video, I told you that I was going to do a video this week about the challenges and the problems that you are most likely to face once you are in Germany. Of course, there are lots and lots of problems, but I cannot put everything together. And for me, I summarized all the challenges and the problems that I've been facing in this country since my first trip to Germany in 2015 into 5 points. So I summarized all these problems and I put them in 5 steps. And these cut across. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't whether you're a child or an adult. These are the common problems that you are most likely gonna face once you come to this country. So let's go. Number one, the language. Now, the first time I came to Germany in 2015, it was a trip for just 3 months, and the language was a very, 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 very big problem. Because imagine you go to a country where you don't understand anything. um, you're just like a baby. You're like a child because you look very helpless. You cannot call the hospital. You cannot make an appointment at the hospital. You cannot make an appointment at the optician or at a dentist or anywhere. You're just so helpless. You don't understand what is being said in the train. You don't understand the announcements on the train stations. I mean, the movies, the radio, they just know every single thing about media is in the German language. Now, this is really a big problem. I've met so many people who came to Germany to work, and yes, they are employed somewhere, regardless, especially in IT departments. Sometimes they need people who can work there regardless of if they know English, if they know German or not. So that you could sometimes get a job without knowing German. But even then, if you don't know German, you can do your job, but you cannot do the other things of life. And even there are people who come to do their master's degrees here, and the studies are in the English language. But when you leave the classroom, then you're faced with the reality. Everything is in German. To call an office to ask about your stay in the country, to seek advice, everything is going to be in the German language. And if you don't know this language, trust me, you will look very, very, very helpless. So if you're a person in any other part of the world, in any country elsewhere which does not speak German as the first language, I would encourage you, if you're considering coming here for whichever reasons that you have, please invest time to learn this language. Once you come here, it will help you. I can assure you this language will help you. Because if you come here with no idea about the German language, you get shocked because you almost don't understand anything. And the Germans, when they realize, because usually the young people can speak English. They can speak English and very good English because they study it. It's different with the old people. And every time you confront a German in the English language or any other language, however much they are willing to help you, they kind of, they keep that kind of distance, so keep away. But when you come speaking German, they open up, and you will really need to know this language if you want to come here for work, studies, or any other thing that you may be interested in. That's number one. Now, the other challenge that I faced throughout all the times that I came to Germany, and even this time when I came to work here, is the difference in the German society. Now, I come from Uganda, and it's typical of the African culture that we interact with each other, that we laugh with each other. We don't stay so much in our houses. We go out and we are social, I would say. We are very social and friendly people. Now, when you come to Germany, you're shocked because the Germans, sometimes I feel like they're almost like all the Germans are kind of introverts. they're so closed, you know, they're closed to their families, their children, their wives, and their pets, dogs or cats or whatever, and they are not so open to strangers. It has nothing to do with them being rude or unpolite, but it's just the way they are. They are not so open to strangers, and they are not so open to interact with people they are not familiar with. So as a person coming from the other part of the world, it can be really, 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 really a challenge. To make friends, for example, becomes very complicated because, you know, I've had times where I was invited in meetings, and I was the person who is talking the most. And when I stop talking, no one else speaks because the Germans, you know. And I was like, it's so hard to break into a conversation with some of these people. Well, there are some people who are more outgoing. It's not that everyone is like that, but it's really, really, really tricky. It's not so easy. And um, but the good thing is, the German people, once you open up to them and they open up to you, you become friends with each other, then it's going to be a long lasting friendship. It's different from people from the other parts of the world. Sometimes they are open and they get along with strangers very easily, but once they leave, it's over. But the Germans, once you get to understand them, to know who they are, they are really long-term friends. I have many German friends that we've been friends for over 6 years, and they are really, really, really helpful. Once you call them, they're always willing to come and help. That's if they have the time, but it's really tricky to get connections and meet up with people, and it's really not easy in Germany. So if you're considering coming here, and I just want to inform you that don't expect that you're gonna come and everyone's gonna be laughing and like, yeah, 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 it's good, it's good. No, it's not. It may not be like that. And then the other challenge that I faced is finding a place to stay. Now, I currently live in Munich, the capital of Bavaria, and it's so challenging. It's very hard to find an apartment as a foreigner, especially as a black man. um, there is a lot of stereotyping. So you go to the applications, to the phone apps and the websites where the apartments are, you try to apply, you go there, you call, do this and this, but it's just so hard to get an apartment because as a foreigner, it's just hard. It's just the way it is, you know. It's too hard. And if you have a German national who is helping you with it, it goes quicker. So it's hard but possible. So that's another problem you could face in Germany. Finding an apartment or a place to stay is really, really, really not obvious. And besides, they are expensive. Not expensive, but they cost quite a lot. You know, apartments are really not cheap. Well, you could find cheap ones, but in Munich, most of them cost, you know, pretty a lot. And in bigger cities like Frankfurt, Berlin, Stuttgart, apartments really cost a lot. Now, the other challenge that I faced coming to Germany was fines. In German, they call it Strafe. These are fines that you get when you do something wrong, you know? So I'll give you an example. The first time I got a fine was when I was riding my bicycle without lights at night. So that is illegal in Germany. If you ride a bicycle without lights at night, you get a fine. And I didn't know, no one told me. So there I am in the city with my bike. Well, because there is enough lights on the streets, I thought it should be okay. And I ride my bike, and before I know it, I bump into the police. And they're like, why are you riding the bike without the lights? I'm like, sorry, I didn't know. And I'm like, okay, fine, yeah. You're gonna pay 25 euros for riding a bike without the lights. That's crazy. I mean, it's good for their country because they just want to make sure that everyone is safe, but you need to pay attention to these things. There are many other things where they're parking at a wrong place, you get a fine. No one speaks to you. You park your car, you leave it there. You just come when there is a receipt. You have to pay a fine because you parked wrongly, you know. or getting onto a train without a ticket. You pay, you get a fine. And I'm just telling you so that you be aware of these things. It will help you when you come. So avoid taking trains without paying tickets. Avoid riding bicycles without lights at night. Make sure you park in the right place, and then you will avoid all these fines, you know. And now the last challenge that I faced coming to Germany was the challenge of people looking at me. Oh my God. The German people really stare. Like they look at you, and the most scaring thing is that they look at you and say nothing. They look at you like this, say nothing. And back home, when someone looks at you, maybe they like the way you dress, they like your shoes, they're like, wow, I like your shoes, I like your shirt. But in Germany, you enter a train and you sit, and everyone looks at you. They look at you, and and they also know, so you both know that they are staring at you, but they never say a single word. That is so, I don't know what to call it, but they look at you and they don't say anything. It makes you feel very, very uncomfortable. It makes you feel like something is wrong with you. You check up yourself and everything is okay, but they never stop staring. They never stop looking at you. They look at you unceasingly. And um, I don't understand it. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. So, and it's not that they are rude. It's not that they just want to be unpolite. And I've engaged myself in a talk with German people about this topic, and they just said, we just do it because when you see someone with a different color, you just want to look at them and see maybe how different they are. But it's not that you're rude or you don't like them. It's just that the eyes want to look, which I find weird, but it's just like that. So thank you so much. Those are the 5 most likely challenges that you're going to face when you come to Germany. And if you like my video, if you found my video a little bit helpful, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and more videos are coming up. Thank you so much. Big up. Bye.